Majestic Birmingham, its beautiful city hall towering over the civic center. This is the story of a part of Birmingham. Now, ladies and gentlemen, meet Eugene Bull Connor, the Commissioner of Public Safety.
The city of Birmingham works for its citizens in many ways. One only has to glance about as he or she rides to town, steps out to the neighborhood grocery, or sits in an office or a place of business to be visibly aware of the services offered by their city government. To say that one department is more important than another is, of course, not true. No matter how small a city department might be, it is most important to some person or some group of persons. In the larger departments, that is those departments within the city government which are in contact with more people over a given period of time, none outrank the Birmingham Police Department. Here the responsibilities are great. The selection and the training is of vital importance. The loyalty is a necessity, and most important of all, devotion to duty is imperative. As your Commissioner of Public Safety and as the elected head of this division of our city government, it is an honor for me to make these opening remarks. You are about to see a story of the Birmingham Police Department and the personnel which go to make up what I consider one of the finest departments of its type any place in America. This film is not intended to tell the complete story. Time would not permit. It is intended, however, to bring you closer to a division of your city government which is aware of its responsibilities and whose willingness to fill these responsibilities has been proven time and time again. If in making this film we have helped bring about a better understanding of what your tax dollar buys in this one particular category, then we have succeeded in a portion of our goal. If, as we expect, it brings to you the pride it has brought to us, then we have far exceeded our goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the story in words and pictures of your Birmingham Police Department.
Now let's take a look at Birmingham's modern police department as we move into the various divisions and hear the story firsthand, behind the scenes.
These are the men who with me have the responsibility of directing the activities, duties, and services of the Birmingham Police Department. Inspector Haley studies and evaluability of directing the activities, duties, and services of the Birmingham Police Department. Inspector Haley studies and evaluates the facilities and methods on which the entire department operates. His recommendations to me and through me to Commissioner of Public Safety are the procedures which will be adopted to never relax a minute in bettering the services offered to the public. Captain McDowell, as personnel officer, is charged with the initial steps which lead to the selection and the continued vigilance of all the finest men available to wear the honored badge of a Birmingham police officer. Captain Walker, in command of the Detective Department, investigates the more serious crimes and after investigation prepares the prosecution for those who are charged with a serious crime. I am proud to note that Captain Walker is the senior member of our department with 32 years service as an officer and a gentleman. Captain Garrison, in command of the Patrol Division, directs those activities which are of utmost importance. The men in blue under his command are in most cases the first contact a citizen would have with this department. It is here that we evidence the thorough direction and training of our police officers. Captain Evans is a trained expert, so necessary to any successful organization. In the case of Captain Evans' Communication Department, we feel that there is no more important segment of police work. Lieutenant Warren is in charge of the Traffic Division. Here we see the day-by-day, hour-by-hour study that goes into the direction of traffic on our city streets. We are particularly proud that Birmingham is and will continue to move forward in improving the handling and direction of the pedestrian and vehicular traffic on our city streets. Superintendent Bob Austin, as superintendent of the city jail, is a recognized leader in his field. He has recently been named president of the National Jailers Association. Here again is visible evidence that our leadership in police work ranks high in the national picture. His election is indeed an honor for which we can all be proud. Mr. Booth, though not in public eye, directs a most vital division of the Birmingham Police Department. His work is an outstanding example of the many facets which together make for a complete service both within and without the department. These are whom we all look for the kind of leadership which has made the Birmingham Police Department a division of the city government to which we can all look with pride.
Let's start with the first contact of the department, the desk sergeant, the officer of the day, here taking a verbal complaint. A written report then goes directly to the busy switchboard, the radio dispatcher, for immediate handling. The contact board is on his right, showing which cars are in service, and the red flasher starts the signal. Starting the red flasher is the message, and the patrol car is on his way. The radio dispatcher times the slip, files it away, starting the complete record of every complaint within the department. Here is the call board where each car, whether in service, out of service, in the garage, or on patrol, is kept track of minute by minute during the day and night. The telephone complaint goes directly to the switchboard and within split seconds is on the way once again with the radio dispatcher. The Birmingham Police Department has one of the most modern communication systems of any law enforcement agency in the country. In response to a wreck call, the wreck investigator rushes to the scene of the accident. He immediately determines what is needed and then gives the report to headquarters. In this particular case, an ambulance is needed, a wrecker is needed, and that method is followed. Then the investigator begins his investigation, checking driver's licenses, checking details, and measuring distances. Traffic is clear just as soon as possible. The ambulance, of course, is on the scene, and the injured people are rushed to the hospital. Here, Captain B.F. Walker, whom you met earlier, questions and discusses with a fellow officer the various aspects of an investigation just beginning. The detective car call board and the detective cars working under the same instantaneous communication system is ready to start. The report given to the secretary on the detective complaint then begins its processing. Lieutenant M.H. House, who is the lie detector expert with the Birmingham Police Department, as well as the officer in charge of this particular shift, gets in immediate contact with the detective car and gives complete details of the complaint. Here is an overall picture of the Detective Bureau within the Police Department at the Birmingham City Hall and the Detective Call Board. The detective has the complaint, then he punches out. Lieutenant M.H. House conducts a lie detector examination. The questions, the answers, the machine itself recording every possible angle to assure competent, conclusive results. The graphs work, the needles work, each marking having a particular meaning to the experienced lie detector operator. No step in completing the investigation is left undone. Lieutenant E.T. Ross, head of the Special Details, Gambling and Lottery Squads, examines, analyzes, and catalogs evidence taken at a lottery raid and prepares his report for later use in court in the continuing investigation. A most important division is headed by Lieutenant O.B. Wilson. It's the Youth Aid Division. His supervision includes the playgrounds within the city. His investigations bring the concrete results that make our parks, our playgrounds, our streets, and our neighborhoods safe for the youth of Birmingham. This particular department is one of the most important in the overall picture of police work. Now let's move to a school zone area, and here again we see a division of the Birmingham Police Department in action, teaching, coaching, guiding the young people who help in making our streets safe for school children. The officer you see in the background is stationed here during the hours of the school traffic. Here is an on-the-spot study with the young tots, teaching the traffic light, teaching police work from the beginning. These studies are conducted throughout the city of Birmingham under the direction of the Public Relations Department, headed by Sergeant E.E. McNeil. Of course, the Public Relations program continues in meetings with the different groups in churches, civic clubs, colleges. A never-ending effort of the Birmingham Police Department in traffic education and seeing that everyone has the opportunity to know its police department. The Birmingham Police Department cooperates with Civil Defense. Lieutenant F.W. Lloyd, Director of Civilian Police, discusses the location of proposed bomb shelters and evacuation routes with Civil Defense Director Colonel U.N. James. Miss Richardson points out a proposed bomb shelter location. This is the roll call room where each shift of officers each day gather, report, sign in, discuss with superiors the problems, the tasks, the assignments of the day. Written notes are made of stolen cars, danger spots, preparations for any emergencies that might arise on the beat, on the scene. The superior officers read the reports for the day, and then the officers file out to take their assigned posts throughout the city. Here is a policewoman handling parking, available for advice, guide service, or courteous assistance to anyone in need on our city streets. The afternoon shift reports in, as did the morning shift, for the same instructions, the same technical details of what is to be done as the Birmingham Police Department, over 600 strong, spreads out, rides out, walks out to keep their city safe. The up-to-date patrol cars, the detective cars, motorcycles, traffic investigation cars, and the patrol car, in this case, is a roving patrol car which is available throughout the city in radio contact to assist. Here is the three-wheeler, as it is customarily known. Patrols the downtown streets, keeping our parking situation under control and available for many other duties that might come up. Now the downtown traffic officer. Here is a job demanding a knowledge of traffic, of our streets, of the timing of our lights, in order to keep the thoroughfares open and available with the least loss of time to anyone going anywhere downtown. The traffic lanes, the left turn lanes, the right turns, and of course, the ever watchful eye on the pedestrian traffic. Here the motor scout on patrol in our streets. Speeding, traffic light violations, stop signs and all call for his action. The Traffic and Records Division is another modern system installed by Commissioner Eugene Bull Connor for the handling of minute details. A perfect auditing record for the first ticket, then of the monies turned in. Inside the City Hall is a modern courtroom. Note that the small desk in front of the judge's bench contains a tape recorder. Another step in modernizing the Birmingham Police Department. The spacious, up-to-date courtrooms meet all demands in this particular field. Birmingham boasts a division of precinct stations. This particular case, Ensley Precinct Station. Here, the work of the police department, including the courtrooms, are maintained in outlying neighborhood districts. The modern building at East Lake, in the eastern section of Birmingham, again brings the police department services closer to the people and provide every area of Birmingham with modern, up-to-date operations from the outlying precinct stations. It should be pointed out that each precinct is an autonomous operation. With its own communication system in the East End precinct, the officer is handling a direct complaint and call. A complaint has come into the police department, and there's trouble at this house. Within split seconds, an officer arrives in front, cautiously approaches from the front up to the porch. And within seconds, another car pulling into the left, and still another, as we see the Birmingham Police Department in action on the complaint. An officer to the front, an officer to the back, and the three cars ready for any emergency, whether it be a child locked in the bathroom, or whether it be a serious emergency. The Birmingham Police Department is ready and is there. In the precinct station is a modern recreation room provided for the off-duty officers. Records are started and kept down to the final conclusion. Here's another of the modern departments within the department itself, Identification Bureau and the Record Bureau. Here the multitude of paperwork within the entire department is cataloged, filed, fingerprint studied, and classified. Every possible portion of data pertinent to a crime is kept permanently. The Birmingham City Jail is unique in that it is recognized as one of the most modern jails in the entire United States. Chief Warden Austin, again, whom you met earlier, has been recognized for his work in directing the activities at the jail. This is Traffic Engineer Ben F. Robinson, head of the Traffic Engineering Department, a most important, most vital division of the Birmingham Police Department. And working out of such buildings as this one adjacent to the city garage on the south side. The equipment goes out to line the streets to install the proper signs, but only after extensive studies, traffic counts, times of the day, the traffic volume in the area, each facet plotted, mapped out, studied. Next, the modern production department of the traffic engineering department. A modern sign shop where the signs are kept clear, readable, repaired, repainted, and reworded. The Scotch light machine makes the signs visible at night, the reflecting sign again adding that fine point to keep up the never-ending fight to make our city safe and run orderly. Here, the maintenance men are at work posting highway markers. The out-of-town visitor, the out-of-town trucker, directing them to their destinations on streets already mapped out to allow them the best access with the least traffic problem coming into the city or, of course, going out. In every way, the Birmingham Police Department, through its Traffic Engineering Division, keeps that study moving. It never stops. These are the traffic counters where the cars go across. The figures on these counters will be taken to determine whether or not a traffic light is needed, whether or not the speed zone needs to be lowered. Here the young officer, after being accepted by examination, takes the oath. I, John Doe, a police officer for the city of Birmingham, Alabama, do solemnly swear that during my continuance in said office, I will, to the best of my skill and ability, faithfully discharge all the duties required of me and execute the orders of my superior officers. In all cases conform to and enforce the criminal laws of the state of Alabama, the ordinances of the city of Birmingham, and observe the laws governing the police department and report all violations of the same that may come to my knowledge. I will not persecute the innocent, nor help to shield the guilty from punishment, nor will I be influenced in the discharge of my duty by fear, favor, or affection, reward, or hope thereof. And in all my acts and doings, I will be governed by the rules applicable to the police department, so help me God. And here the honored badge, which will be worn with pride by those men taking that oath. But that is only the beginning for the young rookie officer. Here the schooling starts, the modern details of crime explained, and only then is the rookie officer put on duty. Next, the Canine Corps, one of the most exciting and most colorful divisions of the Birmingham Police Department, yet one of the most serious in nature. Here the police dogs are trained to enter through open windows, over obstacles, the officers handling their dogs, and of course the hand command for the dog, down. Up over the obstacle, up a ladder, each officer with his own trained dog to handle jobs which no other division of the department could possibly handle. The dog is taught to attack only on command by the accompanying officer and to release. Now an officer coming in for the search, the dog is taught to wait, not to attack, unless the prisoner should attack the officer. Watch closely, the prisoner started, the dog rushes in. There again, the uncanny sense of the devotion displayed by the Canine Corps. Now the dog is taught to wait for command, to watch the prisoner. If he should try to escape, then get him. And the dog will not stop until his duty and his command is finished. This is a member of the Canine Corps on patrol within a school. Now he's turned loose and immediately goes to a place where the burglar or the intruder might be hiding. The Canine Corps has proved not only one of the most exciting and colorful, but one of the most valuable additions to a modern police department. This is the story of the Birmingham Police Department, a story that Birmingham is justly proud of. And Vulcan, with his ever-watchful eyes towering majestically over the city atop Red Mountain, is symbolic of the ever-watching eyes, the everlasting vigilance that so well portrays the role of the Birmingham Police Department in action for you, its citizens.